Hey everyone, Tyler here, aka BSB. This video is 4 months late, so I'm not going to waste anyone's time. Here are my top 5 video games of 2022. Number 5, The Ditty of Carmiana. Now, The Ditty of Carmiana is a satire of RPGs slash, like, it takes a lot of influence from, like, The Legend of Zelda and Skyrim, and just goofs all that shit up. It's an amazing satire. It's way funnier than South Park: The Stick of Truth, even, I'd say. It's a better satire of that style. It's just a great satire of video games in general. I've said the word satire about 30 times in the last 30 seconds, it feels like now. Number 4, Football Coach College Dynasty. Not a whole lot to say about this one. It's a text adventure game where you simulate a college football season, recruiting, American football I should say, recruiting talent and tweaking your lineup, simming through the games play by play. It's a lot of fun. I intend to get much more into it in the coming months. Number 3, Pac-Man World Repack. What a game. I grew up with this game. It was originally a PlayStation 1 game, and it was such an incredible game. One of my favorite childhood games. Played it so many hours I put into it. I don't even know how many. A ton. And the fact that they did a perfect one-for-one remake, damn near. I mean, there's some differences, but like the gameplay is just like I remembered it. The graphics are a little different. It's a little different. They put a little bit of their own twist on it, but it's still, at its core, it is the old game, and they knocked it out of the park. I loved it. I streamed that game all the way through. Loved it. Pac-Man's my favorite video game character, okay? That game means so much to me, and have it again, bring it back to my life, love it. Number 2, Vampire Survivors. Yeah, Vampire Survivors. Some people love this game, some people hate this game. I spent a lot of time playing this game the last couple years. Of course, it's the best of 2022. This game was in early access in 2021, and that's where I put a bunch of hours in. But I got super addicted to this game. I lost my progress. My saves were gone. I had to start over from scratch. Do a lot of grinding, but I enjoyed the game so much I didn't mind, you know, so. Yeah, Vampire Survivors. Awesome game. They keep adding new content. I bought the DLC, but I have not tried it yet, so who knows. Maybe this could have been number 1 if I played that. Nah, just kidding. Nothing could beat number 1. You know what number 1 is? God of War No. Look at my hours. It's Elden Ring. I even have 20 more hours in since I took that picture. So, yeah, 2022, all I did was play Elden Ring. From the day it dropped until the day I drop, I'm gonna keep playing this game. It's my favorite game ever. And the reason I say that is because my first playthrough of Elden Ring was the most fun I have ever had playing a video game. I was just overjoyed with how wonderful it is. You know, Dark Souls was my favorite game before that, you know, of all time, and Elden Ring just, it's big boy Dark Souls, you know? Streamlined, but you know. But yeah, Elden Ring. I mean, what else was gonna be number 1? Certainly not The Ditty of Carmiana, although it was close. Yeah, those were really the only 5 games I even really played. Yeah, I had a hard time coming up with 5 games from 2022 I liked, but truth be told, all 5 of those I really enjoyed. So, there you go. There's that. Let's get this shit out of here. And let's turn on over to my favorite movies of 2022. Now, this was easy because I saw quite a few movies this year. I know in the last recap best of 2021 video, I did not have big selection for movies from my top 10. Like The Matrix Revolutions made it, and Resurrections. That movie's okay, but it's not really like top 10 material, in my opinion. I did a bad job. Not in 2022. In 2022, I saw a bunch of current movies, and so I have a pretty strong top 10. I love this top 10. So let's get right to it. Number 10, The Menu, starring Anya Taylor-Joy and Ralph Fiennes and Nicholas Hoult. Nicholas Hoult is that dude with the fork in his hand. His name in the movie is Tyler. And I gotta be honest, his name being Tyler, my name's Tyler. And I hated that. It bugged me. It made me enjoy the movie a little less. I'm being completely honest. Does that make me wrong? Is that wrong of me to like the movie less because of that? I don't know. But that's just the honest truth. It annoyed me to hear my name played by such a douchey character. Oh my god, he's such a great actor though. He knocks the role out of the park, but it was annoying. And yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy is amazing. Everyone's amazing. It's not really a funny movie. I mean, it's a kind of dark comedy. John Leguizamo. You gotta love Johnny Legs, you know. But yeah, it's a fantastic movie. I'd recommend it. Number 9. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, starring Nicolas Cage, Pedro Pascal, and Tiffany Haddish, and Ike Barinholtz too, and a bunch of other people. But yeah, it's real goofy, fun Nicolas Cage crap, basically. It's not like one of his best movies, but it's a lot of fun, and it features like props and shit from a lot of his best movies, which is fun. No spoilers, but there's some cool shit. Pedro Pascal is amazing. I love that man. He is like the perfect opposite of Cage in this movie. They both have such chaotic energy. I mean, you know Cage, he's got the chaotic energy. Pedro Pascal did as well, and it's a lot of fun. So, yeah, if you like Cage, it's worth a watch. Number 8, Emily the Criminal, Aubrey Plaza. So this is more, like Aubrey Plaza is known for, she used to be known more for comedy stuff, like I think she was on Community. Now she still does comedy stuff every once in a while, but she does a lot of drama movies, and this Emily the Criminal is a thriller drama, and it's really good. It's a very grounded, believable descent into the criminal underworld, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. Ending's a little whatever, but it's a good movie, and Aubrey Plaza is great in it. Number 7, Fresh. Yeah, Fresh, starring Sebastian Stan, and I don't remember that lady's name, I apologize. But, crazy movie. Like, weird, disturbing. Sebastian Stan, I don't want to say too much about his character. The lady, oh my god, the lady. Like, she gave a performance. I'll say that. Like, I don't want to talk about this movie. It's hard to say anything about this movie because I don't want to spoil it. Watch it if you like. It's kind of horror, it's really suspenseful, thriller-ish. Yeah, watch Fresh. Number 6, Bodies. Starring Pete Davidson. I swear, I should have pulled the names up before I did this, but I didn't, so I'm bad. Pete Davidson's in it. He's really good. He's funny. If you like Pete Davidson, he's just being himself. But yeah, Bodies is like a thriller, kind of almost slasher, kind of whodunit, that goes in so many twists and turns, and it takes on like Zoomer culture a bit, and I don't know, it's really funny. It's probably the funniest movie on the list. If I had, let me look. Yeah, it's the funniest movie on the list. It's just incredible. It's good genre, good goofy fun. Kind of like, it's not goofy like The Unbearable Weight with the Nicolas Cage film, but it's just goofy. It's a goofy, everyone's angry at everyone, you know, what's gonna happen next? So, Bodies, absolutely recommend it. A lot of great actors in it, so. Number 5, Prey. You know me. You know I love my Schwarzenegger. You know I love Predator. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Prey came out of nowhere. Thank you, Hulu, for doing this. I don't know. I think Hulu made it happen, but they delivered a Predator sequel sequel that knocks it out of the park. Almost, I'd say it's probably the second best Predator movie. It's not as good as the first one. It's definitely better put together than number 2, but it takes references from both 1 and 2 and Predators, I believe. The Adrian Brody, Lawrence Fishburne one, which is okay, and it takes the lore from those and does its own thing, and it's wonderful. Oh my god, the Predator in Prey is a fucking wild man. He is insane. They make him look so scary and menacing and tough. It's sick, and it's perfectly in the spirit of the first and second Predator movie. I loved it. Number 4, The Batman. Justice. What can I say about this? It's 3 hours of Robert Pattinson being emo, listening to Nirvana, and hanging out with Zoe Kravitz. Like, what more could you want? Fuck, it is Zoe Kravitz, right? Oh god. I'm gonna feel really stupid if it's not. No, Zendaya is in Spider-Man. Okay, yeah, I got him straight. I get them confused for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, the Batman. Colin Farrell as Penguin is incredible. Oh, it's just such a great Batman movie. There really haven't been that many bad Batman movies. I mean, like Batman v Superman, you know, it's not great, but I still enjoy it. You know, the Nolan trilogy, you know, I'm just glad that Batman's my favorite superhero. So I'm just glad that there's quality Bat product on the market today. You know what I mean? Number 3, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Now, everyone loved this movie. Like, this movie has extremely universal acclaim, and I agree with a lot of it. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that doesn't work, but the thing is, it's so charming that it is able to overcome the things that that don't click with me, I should say. Like, this, similar to Bodies, there's a little bit of Zoomer humor in this. I think just a little bit. Some of the gags go on a little long, but this movie is like kind of like Marvel-ish gags, you know? But the movie itself has so much heart, and you love the characters I love the characters so much. I'm not going to speak for everyone, but the characters are just freaking great. And yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once. You've probably already seen it, and if you haven't, well, quit being a rock and get out from under that rock and go watch it. Number 2, Nope. This is one of my favorite science fiction films in recent years, slash horror. It's not really horror. I mean, it's got horror elements. There's definitely some tense, scary-ass moments. There's one part late. Okay, so one of the... I'm not going to spoil. I'm going to try not to. But there's this one mechanic in the film, the Jordan Peele setup, where when a certain thing happens, electricity, like, goes haywire and starts slowing down. So, like, a record player will start playing music slower. And late in this movie, there is a hazy, red, foggy, messy, slow-mo scene, couple scenes, of a van playing... it's Sunglasses at Night, the 80s hit. And it's slowed down. Yeah, you know, real slowed down. Like, Jordan Peele put that mechanic in that movie just so he could put a fucking vaporwave nightmare at the end of his film. That's my theory. And I love every second of it. Great movie. I don't like it. Get Out is still my favorite Peele, but I think I like Nope more than Us. So, great. And finally, number 1, The Northman. I love The Northman. It's not my favorite Robert Eggers. It's probably his 3rd best film. Lighthouse and The Witch are better. But if you know me, you know I love me some Norse mythology. I love me some Robert Eggers. So naturally, I love me some Robert Eggers doing some Norse mythology. The Northman is a sick-ass movie. It has a Dark Souls fight in the middle of it, which spoke to my heart immensely. It has some insanely trippy psychedelic imagery, which I also loved. Could not get enough of that. And it's just a great revenge Viking tale, which I love every word of that fucking sentence I just said. Okay. Alright, so there you have it. There's my top 10 movies of 2022. Now, a little less fanfare for this one. My top 5 albums of 2022. So I didn't really listen to a lot of music in 2022, but I did listen to a fair amount of good stuff. I found some good stuff, you know? So, without further ado, number 5. Is this the right one? Yes. Okay, so I actually have to read this because I don't remember the title of the album. Flourishing Extremities on Unspoiled Mental Grounds by Pharmacist. So this is some technical, like, mathy grindcore type shit, and I'm not usually the type to like that, but these dudes knock it out of the park. That album is insanely shifty and technical and grindy, and yeah, it's cool. I'm so happy I got to hear that album. Like, I would have never listened to it if I weren't in that listening group I was in, but yeah, that was one of my favorite albums I got out of there. Okay, number 4, The God Machine by Blind Guardian. Blind Guardian is one of my favorite bands, and in the 80s and 90s, early 90s to mid 90s, they were untouchable. So many amazing albums in a row. I think 4 or 5 that I love in a row. And then late 90s, I didn't really like the direction they went when they got real huge and orchestral. And then beginning of the 2010s, they picked back up with the speed metal, and I've enjoyed their recent output. But The God Machine is their best album since 2006 for me. It's just so fantastic. It's glad to hear them back playing super fast again, because that's always what they've been best at. Number 3, Lick the Flesh by Vorlust. This album is just sexy. I say that, well, number 1, because there's a lot of debauchery and sexual tones on it. Number 2, the lead singer is a performance artist who often performs nude, or basically almost completely nude. She'll have like a leather bra on and like a belt and like a little loincloth. She's wild. That band is wild. It is amazing black and thrash metal. It's not the best I've heard in recent years, but it's fantastic, and it's a fucking banger from start to finish. Number 2, Indoctrinate by Fetal Blood Eagle. This album took me by real big surprise, because I don't usually love the big slammy brutal death metal. I love this fucking album though. Oh my god, it's so catchy, so heavy. It's unbelievably heavy. I don't know how it could. It's heavy as fuck, and it scratched that itch for me. You know, it does the job. I love it, and yeah. So that leaves only one. My favorite album of 2022. This one was a little bit of a late discovery for me. I didn't find this until like December. Number 1, Crypt of Sleepless Malice by Atomic Witch. Like, oh my, first of all, look at the album art. It's gorgeous. I feel bad that I wrote my stupid 1 from my dumb little joke on it, because I was just covering up some beauty, but look at it. That Atomic Witch, in a lot of ways to me, seems like sort of a spiritual continuation. There's no members shared between, but they remind me of Skeleton Witch, one of my favorite bands from back in the day. From like 15 years ago when I used to go to concerts all the time. That was more like 10 years ago, 12, but Atomic Witch, just so, they're heavy, they're super melodic, their singer is insane, he has really high pipes, oh god, that sounded terrible, and he has amazing screams, much like Chance Garnett had with Skeleton Witch. They have so much melodicism in their songwriting, it's so catchy. I could go on and on, but I'm done. So, I appreciate y'all watching. And yeah, I did this video in one take, and I got it in under 20 minutes. Yeah! Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Au revoir, mes amis.